Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and frankly a bit scary topic deep fakes.
Oh, the deep fakes. They seem to be getting more and more realistic, don't they? What's the latest buzz in that world?
Indeed, we're discussing a paper titled Traces Left Behind Deepfake Detection Under the Lens of Iterative Generation by Palomi Bhattacharya and her team.
Iterative generation? That sounds a bit complex. Are we talking about deep fakes of deep fakes? Or something similar?
Exactly. It's not just one generative model creating a fake, it's multiple different models applied sequentially, one after another. Or, shh.
So, like a face swap, and then that swap face is reenacted by another model? That's quite a process.
Precisely. The authors wanted to know if these multi step deepfakes create distinct visual characteristics, and if they can fool existing detectors.
That's a crucial question, isn't it? Because in the real world, attackers would definitely try to bypass detection systems.
Absolutely. Most current deepfake detectors are trained only on deepfakes created by a single generative model.
Right. So if an attacker uses a chain of models, it's like a new, more sophisticated attack vector, I imagine.
That's the core motivation for this paper. They investigate whether these iteratively manipulated deepfakes fundamentally diverge from conventional single step ones.
And whether the order of these generative models matters, or if they all just converge to a similar fake look.
They used a dataset called DeFi, which contains videos generated from multiple sequences of these generative models, like FaceSwap and FaceShifter.
Okay, so what did their extensive experiments reveal about these iterative deepfakes?
Well, surprisingly, they found that varying the sequence of operations didn't necessarily result in significantly different deepfake images.
So if you did faces swap, then face shifter, it looked pretty similar to face shifter, then faces swap to the detectors.
Yes, the iterative applications seemed to converge toward a shared synthetic feature space. The cumulative effect reinforced common artifacts. So, uh,
That's actually a bit reassuring then. If the order doesn't matter, maybe it's not that much harder to detect.
That's where the plot thickens. While the order might not matter, the type of models used, especially if unseen, is critical.
Oh, I see. So existing detectors trained on single step deepfakes might still struggle with these iterative ones?
Precisely. Their finds expose a critical vulnerability. Detectors trained on single step manipulations were significantly fooled by iterative deepfakes, especially with unseen generative models.
So if a detector only saw faces swap fakes, it might completely miss a faces swap plus face shifter fake. That's a huge problem.
Exactly. It's like a security system designed for one type of log, but then attackers combine two different logs it's never encountered together.
That analogy makes it very clear. But why does this happen? What's going on under the hood?
They used GRAD CAM visualizations. For correctly classified fakes, the AI focused on artifact rich facial regions. But for misclassified iterative fakes, its attention drifted to less informative areas.
So, the artifacts that detectors usually look for, like subtle blending or texture inconsistencies, are being smoothed out?
Yes, their frequency domain analysis showed that high frequency energy variance, which signals fine grained artifacts, consistently decreases with more deepfake iterations.
Wow. So, each additional step in creating the deepfake actually makes it cleaner and harder for detectors to spot the telltale signs?
That's the critical takeaway. It suppresses the very forensic artifacts that current detectors rely on, making them less effective.
This really highlights the need for more robust defenses. We need detectors that can adapt to these multi stage, evolving generative attacks.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating and crucial study that pushes the boundaries of deepfake detection research.
It certainly does. Thanks for shedding light on these traces left behind and the challenges they pose for our digital trust.